In community after community across Canada, more and more house builders and home buyers are benefiting from the latest developments in foundation engineering. This suburban home looks little different from its neighbors, yet it offers more comfort at less cost because it's built on a preserved wood foundation. Here's the story of the home's construction, completed and occupied in only 68 days from the start of excavation. Correct site preparation is an important first step in building a preserved wood foundation. No basement will be dry or trouble-free unless the site and excavation drain well. An excellent drainage system has been designed for preserved wood foundations. First, topsoil and organic matter are excavated down to undisturbed subsoil below the frost line. At the required elevation, the excavated area is sloped towards a predetermined low point, either in the center or at the perimeter, to provide controlled drainage. Crushed rock or gravel, uniformly spread, forms a drainage pad extending beyond the outside edge of the foundation walls. No perimeter drain tile is necessary, the first of many cost savings. The gravel pad functions as an unobstructed, high-capacity pathway for water to flow freely into the sump. Wood stakes, treated with preservative, assist in establishing correct building levels for the foundation footings on the gravel pad. Driven through the gravel into the subsoil, these stakes act as benchmarks for the final grading of the gravel and temporarily position the preservative-treated wood footing plates. Continuous wood plates are the most economical and by far the most practical type of footing for a preserved wood foundation. Sitting on top of the gravel, they do not impede the flow of water to the sump, as would a concrete strip footing. The footing plates work with the gravel to distribute loads from the structure to the undisturbed soil. Lumber and plywood, specially treated with highly effective wood preservatives, are the basic building materials for a preserved wood foundation. There's nothing unusual or complicated about the system. It's a stud wall built below grade level to support the upper floors. Carpenters are the only tradespeople needed. They can build the entire structure from the foundation up, although some special framing techniques, extra blocking and nailing, and metal framing straps may be needed to handle lateral earth loads imposed by high backfill. All below-grade level stud walls are sheathed with plywood which, like the lumber, has been pressure impregnated with long-lasting wood preservative in a special vacuum pressure chamber. Over a period of hours, the preservative is forced deep into the wood to make it immune to damage from decay and termites. The preservatives, chromated copper arsenate or ammoniacal copper arsenate, are environmentally safe, harmless to people, animals, and plants. After kiln drying, samples of the treated material are taken for quality control tests. These small plugs, split in half to expose all areas, are sprayed with a chemical reagent that indicates the level of preservative retention. Each piece of plywood and lumber that meets the strict penetration and retention requirements for preserved wood foundations carries this Canadian Standards Association certification stamp. Fastened with corrosion-resistant nails, the plywood sheathing adds strength to the foundation wall. Caulking helps keep out moisture. And brushed-on preservative adds extra protection to cut edges. Although thorough attention to construction detail is essential, a preserved wood foundation still takes far less time to build than it does to form and pour concrete. The building goes up faster and is ready for occupancy sooner. This contractor saved 5 days. In the construction business, time saved is money saved for builder and buyer. There are other advantages too. Rain, mud, or freezing weather have little effect on construction, which means a longer building season with fewer bad weather shutdowns. It's an engineered foundation that defies the elements as well as resisting sudden changes in vertical and horizontal loads, even those caused by earthquakes. The diaphragm action of the plywood walls and the interlocking framing members distribute loads along the walls rather than transferring them to one point, which is often the cause of settling and cracking in concrete and masonry foundations. Preserved wood foundation construction is based on practical research and development and 20 years of experience. The system meets the structural requirements of Canada's National Building Code and the Model Building Codes of the United States, and is accepted by mortgage and housing authorities. In many respects, its performance is superior to that of conventional foundations. Once the perimeter walls are in place, interior load-bearing walls and room partitions are raised. These are fastened to preservative-treated footing plates, installed over polyethylene strips to maintain the continuity of the underfloor moisture barrier. The transfer of lateral backfill loads from the top of the foundation walls to the first floor level may require metal framing straps. Except for a few strengthening details like this to prevent inward movement of the walls, the construction of a preserved wood foundation is straightforward. The degree of reinforcement needed depends upon the height of backfill. In this instance, framing straps connect the header and floor joists to the wall studs. A good standard of workmanship helps ensure optimum structural performance. Floor framing follows usual construction practice with additional nailing and blocking. There's no waiting for concrete to cure. From this stage on, preservative-treated material is unnecessary. Large panels of COFI exterior plywood sheathing applied across the floor joists add rack resistance. The plywood floor performs as a structural diaphragm to oppose the loads from the foundation walls. Builder callbacks to fix foundation problems are virtually eliminated. This is a full basement single-family home. Preserved wood foundations are equally suitable for excavated or unexcavated crawl spaces, as well as for townhouses, three-story apartments, and other low-rise wood frame structures. Experience shows that all around, it's a better way to build basements. The use of a preserved wood foundation in no way dictates the building's design. It's adaptable to any roof line, any floor plan, any architectural treatment, any construction technique. Like these prefabricated roof trusses, a wood foundation itself can be factory built and site assembled. It's a building system that transcends utility in its response to today's and tomorrow's housing needs. As with any timber frame house, the choice of exterior finishing materials is a matter of personal preference. Here, Western red cedar shakes carry the all-wood theme through to a logical rooftop conclusion. Within the basement, sewer, water, and other service lines are buried in the gravel. Plumbing is hidden in the wall cavities in the same manner as elsewhere throughout the house. Electrical wiring is similarly concealed. A wood sleeper floor, damp-proofed by a polyethylene membrane over the gravel, was preferred over a cold concrete slab by this home's owner. The plywood subfloor provides a warm, resilient surface for any floor covering. External plywood panel joints below grade level are caulked before a continuous polyethylene moisture shield is applied. This shield directs infiltrating surface water down to the gravel drainage pad. Backfill is carefully placed so as not to rupture the waterproof shield. And a preservative-treated plywood cover plate is installed at finished grade level. More comfort at competitive cost. That's the promise of a preserved wood foundation. Insulation between the perimeter wall studs augments wood's high thermal qualities, which means less heat loss and lower heating costs. Wood basements are also easier and more economical to finish than concrete or masonry. Gone forever is that cold, damp, musty basement, replaced by a warm, dry, totally livable area that's as comfortable as any other room in the home and just as easy to heat or air condition. For house builder and home buyer alike, a preserved wood foundation is truly a long-term investment in energy saving. A foundation for the future.